Peace, family. Brother Cool. You know what I'm saying? Today's gonna be a amazing bill, I should say, this morning. And I'm just chilling. Gonna share a lot of information that I know. Things that I've come across in my studies throughout the years. And I'm gonna try to make things as simple as possible so that a baby can understand. In terms of this system and what's happening. And how us overlooking the Zodiac Constitution really puts us in a bind. But if we, take the time to look at it, and we'll be able to connect everything to the Zodiac Constitution, including the Constitution for North America Republic, and also the Constitution for every individual sovereign state or country within that republic. So I'm ready. You know what I mean? Got my coffee. Right now, got the coffee. Coffee on deck. Coffee on deck. Coffee. Right? And I got the Mother Earth. So I'm ready to get this work. I want to kill that whole stigma. That because we're Moors and stuff like that, we're supposed to be perfect. You know what I mean? Nobody's perfect. All right. What a person does on their private time shouldn't have an effect on what they do publicly. If what they're doing publicly is for the betterment of the people. Everyone's free time is their free time to do as they please within their own temple. No judgment. It's no one's place to judge. Alright, so that being said, we'll spark up. Get the ritual going. Because I want you to understand that this is a ritual taking place right now. We're having a ritual right now. We're having a dispensation of energy, of information. And more so it's me doing the dispensing of the energy, but I'm hoping that energy will come back. You know what I'm saying? In the form of something that can better help someone, and also something that I can use to help progress myself. So, this is very relaxing for me. When you get to kind of take in everything. All right. Continuing from where we left off, the last video we got down to about Article 3 of the Zodiac Constitution, and we're talking about tax and military exemption. All right, for Moorish Americans in terms of the Zodiac Constitution. I'll bring it back up to the top. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All right. Published in the Library of Congress. This is the Constitution for the Moors. All right. I know a lot of people have questions. Where is there documentation that states that there are Moors here? I will show you. All in due time. All right, but let's get cracking. We're going to continue from where we left off on Article 3. And if you want to catch the previous articles, right, the previous two articles covered that in video 1 of Laws of the Zodiac, Part 1. All right, I had to do a re-edit of that because the volume was low on the first one, so I had no problem redoing that. And now this is Part 2. We're continuing. All right, so now we're here at tax and military exemption for Moorish Americans, the Bays and L's. The Moors, referred to as Negroes, definitely can never become members and citizens of the Union Society of the 48 States. Let me repeat that again. The Moors, referred to as Negroes, definitely can never become members and citizens of the Union Society of the 48 States. Therefore, they cannot be forced or drafted into the Union, USA Army, or military service to fight for the Magna Carta code of the white supremacy against themselves, the lawmakers of the 48 states. Union order cannot force the Moors, the Bays and L's to pay taxes because taxation without representation is a supreme violation of the Moorish Zodiac. Constitution, Birthrights of Islam. When the Union lawmakers denounce their immoral Magna Carta Code and resort to the Moor Zodiac Constitution, the Moors are compelled to pay taxes because everyone of the nation will be equally represented by it. There is no room in the science of masonry or the zodiac for mystic god religious worship, race, color, ignorance, war, crime, slavery, and human injustice. All right? This is Article 3 of the Zodiac Constitution. Now, being that this Constitution is drafted and is published in the Library of Congress isn't what makes it stand. It doesn't stand on its own because it's actually connected to every other document. So, right, before I even go into taxation, right? How is it that we're tax exempt? What makes us, right, as the original peoples here, not taxed, right? Check it. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna break it down. So let's go into Constitution. All right. Gonna bring that over here. Okay. So we're gonna have a look at the Constitution. All right, for the United States of America, North Continent. Here's the preamble. We the people of the United States. We the people. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. So check it. Let's go to Article 1, Section 2, Paragraph 3. All right, or what is known as Clause 3. All right, let's get all of it. All of Clause 3. Clause 3 right here. Okay. Representatives and the direct taxes shall be apportioned among the several states, which may be included within this union, according to their respective numbers, which shall be determined by adding to the whole number of free persons, including those bound to service for a term of years, and excluding Indians not taxed. Excluding Indians not taxed. Indians are not taxed, right? Indians are not taxed. Let's make this easy. No, that's not what I want. Let's pull up, right? Because I'm trying to piece together the pieces. So let's pull up Black's Law. Let's pull up Indian real quick. Right? Because according to Article 3, Moorish Americans are tax exempt. Understanding that Moorish Americans, right, are one of the many Aboriginal peoples here. Different type of Moors, because Moors are all variations of copper-colored peoples. But look at the definition for Indians. Aboriginal inhabitants of North America. This is the Supreme Court case law that stands with that definition. Fraze versus Spokane County, 20 Washington, 273-69782. Okay, so when they say Indians, they're referring to the Aboriginal inhabitants of North America. So let's connect the dots. Article 3 of the Zodiac Constitution states that Moorish Americans are tax exempt and military exempt. If we go back to Article 1, Section 3 of the Constitution for the Republic, in which all states create their constitutions off of, right? So this is the organic law of the land. Now we're talking about Article 1, Section 2, Clause 3 of the organic law of the land, which says that Indians are not taxed. Indians are the Aboriginal peoples of North America. Can you start putting the pieces together? And let's dig even deeper, right? I'm domiciled in Washington State territory. I'm just showing you as an example for me and myself. You know what I'm saying? How these things relate. And how the Zodiac Constitution is the law set for us as Moors to put our order, or our actions, proper behavior in accordance with Islam. So check it. Let's go here. The Article 1, Section 2 of the Washington State Constitution that states what? Supreme law of the land. The Constitution of the United States is the supreme law of the land. You know what I'm saying? So that ties into the organic law of the land, which ties back into the Zodiac Constitution. Now, people will ask, how is it that Moors are? Who are Moors? How are the Moors even recognized? Check. This is a congressional record. Alright? It was published in Philadelphia, 1933. The House of Representatives, right? So let's read. All right, we're gonna read this together. 1933, Legislative Journal, House, page 5759, resolution number 75. Taking my time, so I'm letting y'all have a breather to digest this information. I know it's overwhelming and it's a lot. But, you know, the reason why I make these videos is so that you can pause, take in what you can take, and you want with the meal. Those who wish to eat. You know what I'm saying? So let's go. In the House of Representatives, April 17th, 1933, many sons and daughters of that proud and handsome race which inspired the architecture of Northern Africa and carried into Spain. Okay, if you're talking about Northern Africa, you're talking about Morocco, you're talking about Tunis, you're talking about Algeria, and you're talking about Tripoli. Okay, that's what was considered the Maghreb. The Maghreb. Okay, into Spain. Everyone knows about the Moors in Spain. Of course, at the time, it wasn't called Spain. The influence of this artistic temperaments have become citizens of this nation. In the city of Philadelphia, there exists a Moorish American society. I thought there was no documentation on Moors. This is a congressional record, y'all. Resolution number 75. It's on the public record. No one just don't talk about it. Well, let's continue, right? Philadelphia. In the city of Philadelphia, there exists a Moorish American society made up of Moors who have found here the end of their quest for a home and for the children of those who journeyed here from the plains of Morocco. So, made up of Moors who have found here the end of their quest, a home, and of the children of those who journeyed here from the plains of Morocco. Morocco's in North Africa, okay? Don't forget that the landmasses were connected and that everything was one, right? It was known as Pangea or Moor. So, let's continue. This society has done much to bring about a thorough absorption by these people of those principles which are necessary to make them good American citizens. Not US citizens, American citizens. These Moorish Americans, hey, this was published in 1933, y'all. We're talking about Moorish Americans in 1933. These Moorish Americans have since being here missed the use of the titles and name annexations that were so familiar at home and which are used in accordance with the doctrines of the religious faith to which they are adherents, therefore be it. Therefore be it resolved that this House commends the Moorish American Society of Philadelphia for the efficient service it has rendered the nation in bringing about a speedy and thorough Americanization of these former Moors, and that in accordance with the fullest right of religious independence guaranteed every citizen, we recognize also the right of these people to use the name affixes El or Ali or Bey or any other prefix or suffix to which they have heretofore been accustomed to use or which they may hereafter acquire the right to use. On the question, would the House adopt the resolution? It was adopted May 4th, 1933. So let's absorb that for a minute. Now, let's take a little break. So within reading that congressional record, you know what I'm saying, found out that Moorish Americans were recognized for who they were. The landmass was connected. When I go back into Zodiac Constitution, I'm going to show once again the map of what Pangea looked like and where, according to tectonic plates, certain land masses were connected. And right, I'm just using typical pictures I found on Google. Not hard, you know. It's the age of information. So if you want the information, reach out. We all got smartphones in our pockets, right? So, so these people who were former Moors, right? That's what a lot of people probably catch at the bottom. Let me read it again. Oh, just walked out. Damn it. Anyways, I'll get back into it when I get back into it. But pretty much it stated that, you know, now these citizens who were former Moors, right? Who were former Moors in Morocco. Moors in Morocco. Once again, the landmass was connected. The landmass was connected. It was whole. You know what I'm saying? It was one. So if the landmass was one, then pretty much what has to take place is that you know, when the landmass is separated through the earthquakes and stuff like that, it doesn't mean that the landmass is any different. Okay? You gotta remember, they didn't teach us shit about our history going further back than just us being on slave ships in terms of in schools growing up. So we got to come up on this ourselves, and the only way we're going to get this information is through researching and verifying it through trial and error, because we're going to have to teach ourselves. But as for me and my circle and my reality, everything's working just fine. Okay, me being Moorish American and operating as myself, understanding that this is the my game. All right. So that being said, there's documentation that speaks on Moors. Okay, and Moors being American citizens, not U.S. citizens. Okay, because we are the Aboriginal American. So, and you also got to keep in mind too, we migrated from different places. We didn't just start in one place and then just stay there. We went to different places, so we always traveled. We always traveled. All right, back to business. All right. This is the Zodiac Constitution, Article 3, and I have tons more documentation. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look here. I just want to tickle y'all fancy quick. Just want to tickle y'all fancy. This right here before I go any further, right, this right here is called the Treaty of Tripoli. I don't know if you guys know that good old-fashioned Navy song that starts off from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. Alright, Tripoli. And Tripoli was part of the what? The Maghreb. Or was which countries were in the Maghreb? Tunis, Algeria, or Algiers if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Morocco. Okay, and Tripoli. Those four countries combined created the Maghreb. And remember, if the landmass was connected to what we call North America today, that would be the northwestern part of Morocco, known as the Al-Maghreb El-Aqsa, Morocco, the extreme west. So let's go to Article 11. This is what Obama was talking about when he made his inauguration speech in Egypt. He was talking about the Muslims, the followers of Islam, and the Renaissance period. Okay, now if you're talking about Tripoli, look at Article 11 of Tripoli. This is what Obama was talking about as well. Now remember, he took his oath on the Quran. Check this out. I like that. Clear. As the government of the United States of America is not in any case or in any sense founded on the Christian religion. I repeat, I'm going to read it again. I'm going to read it again. And I'm going to read it again. As the government of the United States of America is not in any sense founded on the Christian religion, as it has in itself no character of enmity against the laws, religion, or tranquility of Mussulmen. And as the said states never entered into any war or act of hostility against any Mohammedan nation, it is declared by the parties that no pretext arising from religious opinions shall ever produce an interruption of the harmony existing between the two countries. But understand again, the United States government is in no sense founded on the Christian religion. So when you talk about the United States, you are not talking about a Christian religion. Treaty of Peace and Friendship between the United States and the Bey and subjects of Tripoli of Barbary. Check that one out. Okay, and then I would suggest you also check out the other three treaties between Morocco, which we know as the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. Okay, and the treaty between Algeria and the United States, and the treaty between Tunis and the United States. Those are all there. All right. So let's move forward, man, into Article 4 of the Zodiac Constitution. Alright, for Moorish America, Aboriginal copper-colored peoples of North America. Let's do this. Let's do this. So, adequate employment and protection for Moorish Americans. Because I know a lot of people have questions. Hey, man, does me correcting my status affect my my job? Does it affect me at work? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I can verify that because I work part-time from time to time. Okay? No issues. Check it. Every lawmaker, the heads of industry and business enterprise of the 50 States Union Order, are obligated members and citizens of the Magna Carta Christian Church and Temple System of Christ, the King of Jews, meaning jury over the wealth and culture of the living Moorish nation of North America. Therefore, by the Moorish Zodiac Constitution, the Moors, the Beys and Els, can demand adequate employment, food, clothing, shelter, medical care, equal rights, respect, and protection from mob violence, rape, and injustices, otherwise without being obligated to the Union Church and religious system of the Order Christ, the white sun idol God. This is saying that we can operate in this system without compromising our views, our thoughts, and our culture and tradition. This is Article 4, and that we can still be ourselves and stay in honor to our culture and traditions and still get our jobs or keep our jobs. None of those things are interrupted. Okay? For those who have that question, you know what I'm saying? This is why I suggest everybody read the Zodiac Constitution, because it lays out protocol and how things operate. Article 5. Immoral marriage license code against the Zodiac law of nature. So this is the big thing about, people who get married by the state and get a marriage license. This is a violation of natural law. Let's read the Zodiac. Let's see what the Zodiac says. Truth cannot be altered and therefore needs no apology nor doctrine, because it is the supreme mental doctor itself for the entire human family, woman and man. Thus the truth is, the Sisterhood Christian Daughters of the American Revolution, DAR, established the marriage license states right code to prevent the Moorish men and women from marrying into their Magna Carta society of white supremacy. So the marriage license was never created for the Aboriginal peoples. It was actually created for the foreign Caucasian peoples, so to prevent us, the Moors, from intertwining or crossbreeding. Of course, that didn't work because we abandoned our Zodiac Constitution. All right. Did you ever stop to think that women and men are already married by the supreme law of nature? Now, like I said, I'm not putting any judgment on you know what I'm saying, men or women who date outside the race. Energy is energy. People are going to attract to who they're going to attract to. You know what I'm saying? But the issue at hand right now, you know what I'm saying? Because this wouldn't be a thing of issue, you know what I mean, if we were all in a good place where we were all already owning property and we all had our towns and we were set up and, we were left to our vices. We wouldn't give a goddamn. All right, but as of now, you know what I'm saying, it is a sensitive issue with a lot of people, especially due to the fact that a lot of us are getting shot and killed in the streets, thrown into prison, you know what I'm saying, to work, to do free labor and shit. So, you know what I'm saying, like, our numbers are decreasing. Although our numbers are huge, there's a lot of us who are behind locked doors, a lot of us who are, you know what I'm saying, slaves to the system. You know what I mean? So that's why I can see that point of view from both sides. But at the end of the day, the purpose is to progress. So as long as there's progression, you know what I'm saying, your private affairs are your private affairs. No other person's place to put judgment on that. So let's continue on that. Number 2, did you ever stop to think that women and men are already married by the supreme law of nature? And that a marriage license is an act of violation of the law of nature. The natural law union between women and men spells love and the reproduction of a child in which a marriage license plays no part in. Because all those things are natural processes. You meet a woman or you meet a man, you come together, you know what I'm saying? You make passionate love and you impregnate with a child, and then you born the child. That's natural. That's a beautiful thing in nature. There's no mechanical things going on in there. That baby's beautiful body or heavenly temple is being constructed with no tools. You know what I'm saying? And it's made perfect inside the womb of the mother. That's a beautiful part of nature that no marriage license plays a part in. Alright? Definitely, there cannot be any illegitimate children offspring from women and men, because woman is the supreme gate of creation of both male and female children by the law of nature, which spells Islam, or I self law and master. The carpenter in the grand architecture of the human family. Adam means the positive forces in woman, and sons responsible for evolution or the reproduction of children by the law of nature. The Pope, priest, and preacher and judges of the Christian society definitely cannot prove that their Adam and Eve had a marriage license. Bomb. Did you ever stop to think that the marriage license code is an act of soiling women and men back to them, selling women and men back to themselves? So once again, it goes back to us funding our own slavery. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to us funding our own slavery once again by marrying under these marriage licenses through the state. You understand what I'm saying? Because everything that's taking place between the man and the woman is an act of naturalness. It's all natural. You don't need a license to have sex. I'm just saying. So, continue down. We're at Article 5, right? The Union Magna Carta Marriage License Code ultimately and unconsciously caused the white women to be cut off from the human family, the Moorish nation. In other words, the white women are supreme social slaves against their will and desire. This has caused them to carry in their mind and heart a secret sorrow and anger, which causes their children to inherit a tendency of crime, hatred, insanity, and various other diseases. Alright? Because you gotta remember, these marriage licenses was slapped on these white women or Caucasian women. That's who the marriage license was created for, to keep them from intermingling with us. You understand what I'm saying? So, when that was put in place, that's like putting chains on the white women. Because now you limited what they can like. You can't put a limit on what someone likes. A person likes what a person likes. You know what I'm saying? So to be limited like that would cause you to be resentful, cause you to have grief and be angry over a period of time. Right? That's energy. Built up energy that's being held in the womb of these white women. And so now you see the consequences of what's being produced. There's a lot of madness and mayhem in the planet. Okay? This is what was produced from these white women's womb. You gotta think about that. Islam. Alright? Supreme standard of the Zodiac, marriage law, culture. Here are the elements of the signs of the Zodiac and women and men's opposite signs involving the first marriage of the Zodiac. Law of nature. No preacher and money and license, and neither religion is necessary in the standard Zodiac marriage law. In the harmony with nature. This is what you check out on the Zodiac wheel, right? Aries is fire and Libra is air. Taurus is earth and Scorpio is water. Gemini is air and Sagittarius is fire. Cancer is water and Capricorn is earth. Leo is fire and Aquarius is air. Virgo is earth and Pisces is water. So you see, everything is a balance of nature. Alright, this is the natural order of nature. Check it out. Do some research into it. This is our culture, yo. The marriage license is necessary to express that. This shit is beautiful, yo. So, the 1863 Union Bible story of Eve and Adam were founded upon the Moorish Zodiac 12 signs law, the negative and the positive forces of nature, female and male. In harmony with nature, Aries is fire and Gemini is air. Leo is fire and Libra is air.
Sagittarius is fire, and Aquarius is air. Persons born under the opposite signs and the angle signs are in harmony with one another in every manner. Thus, first-hand knowledge of the sign under which you and your mate were born will guide your destiny. You see this term mate? The term mate, that's funny now. Let that go. The term mate, get off, no. All right. The term mate, go right here. The term mate is stated in the Zodiac Constitution, under which you and your mate were born with God. So your mate is already born under the Zodiac. So therefore, the natural order of nature will guide you to your mate naturally. If you just pay attention to the signs, right? How much science is in this Constitution, man? Come on. My bad, let's continue. Persons born under the opposite signs and the angle are in harmony with one another in every manner. Thus, first-hand knowledge of the sign under which you and your mate were born will guide your destiny in peace, progress, and happiness forever. Let us remember that this is not a theory. The Zodiac is the absolute universal standard of marriage and human guidance. Women and men will know their duty toward one another and their children without being forced by the traditional code or, let's go back. Women and men will know their duty toward one another and their children without being forced by the traditional code of the courtroom.
So this is what we're doing when we're going and get married in the marriage license. We're taking something that is natural and we're making it commercial. We're putting a price on it. You can't put a price on the signs of the stars that guide us to one another. Okay? Not only to be mates, but also for the lessons that each individual needs to teach one another. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the experience too. So let's go down to Article 6. I love this Constitution, man. The one and only universal moral law for unity, peace, and economic and social progress. Did y'all hear what that said? The one and only universal moral law for unity, peace, and economic and social progress. Aren't we suffering economically? Aren't we suffering socially? Because we don't feel like we have any rights that the courts are bound to know or respect as colored people? Wake up, Moors. The Moorish Zodiac Constitution is the only universal, unchanged moral law for the human family, for unity, human equality, respect, peace, and economic and social progress. Therefore, every Moor, the Bays and Elves, must be guided by this Constitution. I'm gonna read it from this top again, man, because that was powerful right there. The Moorish Zodiac Constitution is the only universal, unchanged moral law for the human family. Not just for Moors, for the human family. That means every law can be based off of this Constitution because it's morally in alignment with the stars. For unity, human equality, respect, peace, and economic and social progress. Therefore, every Moor, that's if you want economic and social progress, if you want unity, human equality, respect, peace, and economic and social progress. Therefore, every Moor, the Bays and Elves, must be guided by this Constitution and the book Clock of Destiny. I would suggest you buy yourself one and order it, either off of eBay or you could get a copy from Harvey Bay Publications.
do that which is right by reason, and have respect for the white lawmakers and citizens of the Magna Carta Union Society of the 50 states in order to demand respect from them. That means don't belittle them or talk down to them or treat them like trash and then respect them and expect them to respect you. Right? That is not Islam. We're supposed to be better than that. We're supposed to be vibrating higher than that. They're vibrating lower than us by default. Alright? We shouldn't be lowering our vibrations to them. The white peoples of the Union are guided by their Magna Carta traditions and customs, and the Moors are guided by the Zodiac Constitution law. Nevertheless, their customs and traditions, including themselves, must be respected by the Moors, without submitting themselves to any of the Magna Carta customs, meaning without assimilating. Right? We can each respect each other's customs, meaning we can respect the Christians' customs, and the Christian can respect our customs without any of us having to assimilate into each other. Meaning we can maintain our own, our private. Okay? That's what that is saying. Because for them, they follow the Magna Carta because they're Europeans. They're coming from Europe. This is what they're basing their laws off of. Okay? The Moors over here base their laws off the Zodiac Constitution. This is our guide. Okay? We follow the stars. Now, nevertheless, their customs and traditions, including themselves, must be respected by the Moors without submitting themselves to any of the Magna Carta customs. That which is termed the Christian law is a rule of action recorded on paper and supported by authority and force. The Zodiac law of nature is recorded in the wisdom of women and men and supported by moral intelligence, the greatest law. Moral intelligence is the greatest law known to man. So, understanding that the Zodiac is recorded in the wisdom of the women and the man. This is our shit, yo. Knowledge of Zodiac Masonry, as shown in this Moorish Constitution and also in my book Clock of Destiny, Volume 1 and 2, will prevent a Moorish American, he or she, from indulging in crime. They then would not have to appear in the courtroom to stand trial. Should a Moorish American who has this Constitution in Book 1 and 2 indulge in crime, such as narcotics, robbery, forgery, prostitution, illegal whiskey or alcohol, illegal schemes, gambling, peace breaking, violence and disrespect for the law of the city, country, state, and federal, they then have incriminated, let's keep going down, they have then incriminated themselves and therefore will be penalized. This Constitution card and book definitely does not protect criminals. Beware. So once again, nationalizing is not a get out of jail free card. You gotta live the life accordingly. And if you're living the life accordingly, there's no need for us to be in courtrooms in the first place. But if those things happen, we have remedies for that. But we still gotta follow our protocol. So let's keep going down on this one. Beware. Themselves and therefore will be penalized. This Constitution card and book definitely does not protect criminals. Beware. The Clock of Destiny Moorish American card of identification and Constitution has been registered in the Library of Congress and signed by the author, CMB. A Moorish American cannot be convicted on false accusation, frame up charges. The evidence against a Moorish American must be concrete proof beyond a shadow of a doubt. The Moorish nation of 150 million in 1951 of the USA shall not be destroyed for lack of truth and knowledge of the law and constitution of the Moors. I need to study this, man. Article 7. Moorish Americans' freedom and legal in the Christian Union Court. This is how we're supposed to operate in court. You know what I'm saying? See right here, 150 million. 150 million, 1951. That's how big our nation was. Empire. Article 7. Moorish Americans' freedom and legal in the Christian Union courtroom. This is if you happen to get into the courtroom, right? In the Christian Union courtroom, the Moors cannot be forced to remove their red fez from their heads, nor can they be forced to raise their hand and take an oath over the Christian Bible. Neither can Moors, the Bays and Ls, employ white or Negro lawyers to represent them. The reason for this is that white people and their Negro slaves definitely cannot represent the Moorish American. This is why we do everything in propria persona. We speak for ourselves, because getting an attorney or a lawyer who's an officer of the court would automatically establish jurisdiction. Would automatically relinquish jurisdiction. So therefore, you pretty much waive any rights you had at that point. All right. The Negro is the property of the Union slaveholders. The Moors must respect the court by saying, "I affirm." Here, the court has no jurisdiction over them, which automatically makes them qualified to defend themselves by their Zodiac Constitution, law, and their mathematical number 9, meaning stand on your square. You're 45 degrees. You're 9. You're 4-5. Stand on your square. The number 9 corresponds with the letter I, based on the 9 months from conception to birth, which makes you yourself the great I am. The first and the highest law of self-protection and self-preservation in harmony with your Zodiac 12 signs. Unchanged Constitution moral law of 360 degrees squared by your number 9. The Moorish Zodiac Constitution is referred to in Christian mythology as the Holy Quran, or Al-Quran, meaning the earth, the moon, the sun, and the 7 planets, or the chronology Zodiac, record of the Moorish nation of the North Gate, North America. The name Muhammad, prophet, religion, God, church, temple, and mosque were established by the Dutch Anglo-Saxon priesthood, Franciscan fathers of North, who overthrew the Moorish Society of Islam between 1789 and the Union of 1863. The Moors, the Bays and Ls, must never attempt to teach or lecture in the Christian institutions, namely church, temple, mosque, school, and hall. This is a violation of the Union Society States Right Magna Carta Code of Mary and Christ. The truth of the Moorish Zodiac Constitution law and moral human principles definitely conflicts with the Christian Union customs and doctrine of the Magna Carta from every angle. Okay, meaning that our ways of operation does not flow with their ways of operation. They are complete opposites. This is why it's crucial that we be ourselves, because the way we operate, the way we vibrate is completely opposite. And so we have to conduct ourselves according to how we vibrate, not how other people vibrate. All right? So therefore, we can't go into their schools and speak on this, because this is not their knowledge. This is not the Europeans' knowledge, the Caucasians' knowledge. This is our knowledge to help us progress. Right? Our laws. The truth of the Moorish Zodiac Constitution, law, and moral human principle definitely conflicts with the Christian Union customs and doctrine of the Magna Carta from every angle. Nor do not criticize the white people's belief in the religion of their son and woman image. Nor do not ever attempt to influence the white people to accept the oral truth and principle of your 12 signs Zodiac constitutional law. Because the Magna Carta is a Latin phrase meaning magnate carta, of white people's economic and social attraction only, which had its beginning in the colonies of Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Illinois in 1848 and 1854. So what that's saying is that we don't need to be following the Magna Carta or the European laws of these people here. We need to follow our laws, which is the Zodiac Constitution. Alright, so don't even attempt to try to teach people outside of our race about these things in public. You can do what you want privately, but in public, don't attempt to. Alright? Because this is for us. If the lawmakers of the 50 Union State Society of North America should attempt to ignore the Moorish American Zodiac law and birthrights of this Constitution, it would be an act of supreme violation of their own Magna Carta Code. This is what happens when people say, "Well, what makes it that they have to abide by our Moorish law?" Well, the fact is, if they don't abide by our Moorish law, then that'll be a violation of their own law. So they won't violate their own law. So therefore, our law will always be upheld. It's called checks and balances. Bye bye. Okay. And and that's it for the Zodiac Constitution. I know that was a lot of information, but like I said, you can pause this video, watch it over again, bring it back, and then just take your time with digesting this. But I wanted to end this off with this, man. I find this very, 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 very intriguing. All right, Giovanni de Verrazzano. If you don't know who that is, I lived in New York most of all my life, pretty much. And anyone who's from New York is familiar with the Verrazzano Bridge. The Verrazzano Bridge leads from Brooklyn to Manhattan. Verrazzano Bridge is named after Giovanni de Verrazzano. All right, he was an explorer who was exploring was involved in the so-called discovery of America, more like the so-called discovery of the Aboriginal peoples here. And his name was Giovanni de Verrazzano. And we have a bridge today named the Verrazzano Bridge. Okay? So, I'm just going to get right into this, man. So, this is his journal. Alright? So I'm putting this up so you can pause and read through it on your own time. Alright? But I'm going to let you read that. There's rich information in there. I want to go right here. I want to point to the landmasses that they're talking to about right now. Right now they're talking about New York. You know what I'm saying? All this bay here. This would be New York, Delaware. You know what I'm saying? I believe that's the Florida area right here. Right? Or Opelika. So, this is what he was saying, Verrazzano. He was describing the people he saw when he got to the shores over here in New York or so, right? So I'm gonna start from here. Let's read down. Seeing that the land continued to the south, we decided to turn and skirt it toward the north, where we found the land we had sighted earlier. So we anchored off the coast and sent this small boat into land. We had seen many people coming to the seashore, but they fled when they saw us approaching. Several times they stopped and turned around to look at us in great wonderment. We reassured them with various signs, and some of them came up, showing great delight at seeing us and marveling at our clothes, appearance, and our whiteness. They showed us by various signs where we could not easily secure the boat, and offered in some of their food. We were on land, and I shall now tell you, Your Majesty, briefly that we were able to learn of their life and customs. And talk about the people that they discover here. They go completely naked, except around their loins. They wear skins of small animals like martens, with a narrow belt of grass around the body, to which there are various tails or other animals which hang down to the knees. They're talking about how we dress. The rest of the body is bare, and so is the head. Some of them wear garlands of birds' feathers. They are dark in color, not unlike the Ethiopians, with thick black hair, not very long, tied back behind the head, like a small tail. As for the physique of these men, they are well proportioned, of medium height, a little taller than we are. They have broad chests, strong arms, and the legs and other parts of the body are well composed. There is nothing else except that they tend to be rather broad in the face, but not all, for we saw many with angular faces. Big lips, broad nose, you know what I'm saying? They have big black eyes and an alternative and open look. They are not very strong, but they have a sharp cunning and are eligible and swift runners. From what we could tell from observation in the last two respects, they resemble the Orientals, particularly those from the farthest Cenarian regions. We could not learn the details of the life and customs of these people because of the short time we spent on land, due to the fact that there were few men and the ship was anchored in the high seas. So he's describing what the people looked like when he came to these shores of this area here that we call today New York and so on. He said those people were dark in color, and they wore feathers. They wore birds' feathers, man. All right. So on that, I'm gonna leave that, family. I hope y'all enjoyed this presentation. Get in touch with me for anything. Peace.